Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Monday Nitro Party. We're doing a little bit fucking different this time. We're not in the studio. We're not in Manhattan. We're all over the fucking place right now. We're doing it over Zoom, and I'm one of your hosts, Jonas Barnes. We got my regular co-host with me. We got Josh Alba. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
Doing good, man. You sipping? I see that sipping your cat dad mug.
Yeah. Look, I mean, it's we're not in the studio, but we are on Zoom because we have a very special guest today. Reason we're on Zoom is because he's actually in Italy right now. So we're literally talking to him from across the ocean, which is pretty dope. We have here Giovanni Lasagna. What's up, Gio?
Hey, how we doing?
Giovanni.
Hey, what time is it? Hey, don't get any
Good,
on you. Relax.
good
Take it
question.
easy.
6:26. What time is it over there?
It's probably the same. I'm in Kew Gardens, Italy.
Kew
Oh,
Gardens, Italy. Okay.
okay.
It's always lasagna time over in Kew Gardens.
Yeah, same
Kew Gar-
thing.
I'm in Flushing, Italy.
You're Flushing, Italy. I gotcha. All right. Yeah. Are you at the place where they prepackage all the food for Olive Garden that they just sent to all the restaurants in the rest of the country?
Oh, get the fuck out of here! I'm at my grandmother's house. You piece of
Should make it a good
shit.
breadstick.
No, she makes a good matzo ball soup.
Okay.
It's a different kind of Italian. It's a different kind of
Hey,
Italian
no,
cuisine over
I'm,
there in
I'm, I'm
Flushing.
just hanging. I'm hanging out with a guy. Look at this. Look at this guy. Oh, yay! Look at the guy.
There's a
Doink doink. Say
guy.
hello to people.
He looks
He's
like he's
a
sick of your shit.
yeah. He's a lasagna hound.
He's a little sick of everybody's shit. He's old.
He's done with it. He's done with the bullshit.
Hey, he's a good boy. Look, he's a good boy. Doink doink. Who's a good boy?
He's not fucking having it, dude. He's like, I ain't a good boy. He's like, I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, we're happy to
You're
have
making up wet food.
we're happy to have you on the show, Giovanni.
I'm fucking happy to be here.
Dude, we got a bunch of shit that happened in wrestling here recently. We're coming off the Royal Rumble. How'd you
It's a
feel
big
about
thing.
that?
I saw it. Hey, listen. I can tell you things I liked. I can also tell you things I didn't like.
All right, so
Tell us.
listen. I
Where
want
do
to
you want to
start.
start?
I want to start with the things that we liked about it. I always like ending on some hating, so let's talk about the stuff that we liked at first.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what I liked? Okay. Oh, I like Sami Zayn sticking up for himself. That was nice.
It was good.
Mhm.
I, I like Sammy taking care of himself.
Do you like?
He
Do
needed to do that.
well, he took care of himself. Like, so here's the thing with Sammy. Did you like the callback? The callback to the Shield? The callback to the
I, lo-
turn?
I, lo- I love the callback to the Shield. Honestly, I love the callback to Jay.
Yeah.
I think it's good long term storytelling.
It's super good long-term storytelling.
I mean, look at that. What happened with Jay 2 years ago? Jay
The,
being like,
here's my theory on it. I think that the whole bloodline storyline, I don't think it's even about Sammy and Roman.
it's
I
about
think
Jay.
I think it's been about Jay the whole time, and I think that they've done a really good job of weaving in the Sammy and Roman thing to make Jay's ultimate storyline to come around.
Mhm.
He's kind of the main character.
It's kind of fucking genius, to be honest. Like, which is not something I would usually say about WWE's storytelling, you know?
Oh, usually it's other dog shit, but yeah, you're right.
I mean, this is whoever the fuck is behind this. I don't know if it's Triple H that's behind it or whoever's behind the actual writing of this story. Like,
Hey,
it's
my
some of
my
the
brother's here.
hey, how you doing, brother lasagna?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's like I don't know whoever it is that is the main writer on this one and the main one putting this out. Like, they need to continue to write more. Like, they need to be whoever it is needs to be the head writer because it's
Hey,
fucking brilliant storytelling.
it's fantastic. I want to ask you guys because I feel like so what we got. We got Sammy versus Roman in Montreal, which wow. right?
Right. At Elimination Chamber.
You're going back to Sammy's hometown. Sammy and Kevin's hometown, Montreal.
Right.
Do you think that Sammy can win it there and move from Cody? Because honestly, I watched Raw and I saw what they try to do with Cody and Roman. They're trying to make that a personal thing now.
Right.
But
here's the whole
to have a home. Vince isn't there anymore. Vince ain't there to like shit on a person in his hometown.
Right. This is the only way that this could work out in a way that Sammy wins that match. First off, they would have to separate the titles. They would have to separate the titles, and he would have to win one of the titles, and then Roman would go on to face Cody at WrestleMania, and he would lose the other title to Cody. Like, so they would have to do the brand split completely in order for Sammy to win one of the titles, because there's no fucking way that Sammy's going to win both titles at Elimination Chamber and not have it be, you know, the main event at WrestleMania with Cody and Roman. So that won't happen. But if they separate the titles somehow between now and then, that could work. But also the other aspect of it is if Sammy wins in a way that the title doesn't change, that could work. And also it could lead to more storytelling after WrestleMania. Because
I also see, I mean, you know, I read the sheets. I read the dirt.
The dirt?
Yeah, I mean, the dirt sheets. There is Jay turning on Sammy again. It's going to be Kevin and Sammy versus the Usos.
Right.
At Mania.
It could be Sammy's Montreal screw job.
There you go. You know what time is it.
So it could be that. It could be Sammy's Montreal screw job.
But it's just like, you know, I feel like they've painted themselves into a weird corner. Because it's like you have the story, you have two stories you want to tell, but now it's like, what's the better one, right?
You got the Sammy story and the Jay story
that are kind of coexist,
but also the Cody story.
Right. Now, Jonas, remember the last time I was talking about, and I kind of like weirdly predicted that Sami Zayn will sort of turn on Roman?
Right.
But it didn't really happen as a turn. It just happened as like he defended himself.
Sure.
Do you still think that's still a possibility? Or do you guys still think Jay would help Sammy out and then they just all get rid of Roman? Which is kind of a reach, but also like, would you think that just Jay, it'll just be Jay versus Roman somehow?
So I think it'll eventually be Jay versus Roman, but like, to be honest with you, because of the way this storytelling is happening, you've got two different perpendicular storylines happen at one time. You've got Sammy being welcomed into the bloodline, turning on the bloodline, blah, blah, blah. That part of it, I think, will lead to Sammy and Kevin for sure winning the tag titles from Jimmy and Jay, because there's honestly no other direction for that to go. So that, I think, ultimately will happen. But if they had everybody turn on Roman and kick him out of the bloodline, people would lose their fucking minds. Like that would be the kind of turn that would be. First off, it wouldn't make much sense. Like, it would be such a chaotic type of thing to write into the storyline. Like, people would fucking freak out. But the only way I could see that happening is if somehow The Rock came back. And he wasn't the head of the bloodline. But if The Rock came back and kind of quote unquote poisoned the well, I guess is the best way to put it, I could see that happening. But
I mean, it's not too late. He could come back for SummerSlam. It is at Ford Field. It's a big, football arena.
He could
stretch it out for SummerSlam, and that would be insane.
Yeah.
And possibly build to next year's WrestleMania 40 in Philly,
which is also very possible. By the way, I think we burned the lasagna. I think
oh shit.
I think we lost Giovanni for a minute. He'll come back. He'll come back. The lasagna will go back in the oven. Don't worry. It'll come back.
Okay, cool. Damn.
But But he'll be back. But here's the thing with this storyline also. They like what he was saying about them painting themselves into a corner kind of makes sense because they've done the thing with Sammy, the turn has happened. That's going to lead to the tag match. But the tag match, where is Jay going to sit in that match? Is he going to do one of those things where he walks away and leaves it just up to Jimmy? Or is Solo going to come in and take his place? Because like Solo's
been very quiet.
Right. He's been super quiet and he's been built up as this destroyer. So like he's the one that is kind of the Joker card. You know what I mean? We don't know exactly where he's gonna pop into this, but they're building him up to be huge. So there's a possibility that Solo could turn on Roman. If Solo takes out Roman and they strap a rocket ship to his back, that could happen.
I also can't wait to see I can't wait to see him be on his own in a way.
You're in Bray Wyatt focus again.
Yeah, I know. This is just I don't know why he keeps doing this, but I just gotta do a little switcheroo and then I'll be back to
it. We keep on. This is what happens when we have to do Zoom.
I know.
So
it is what it is.
So there's so many different storylines that could happen with this. All of them I think are going to come to fruition for the most part at WrestleMania. I think there's no way that Cody doesn't win the title. I think he has to. Like, there's nobody else that could take the title off Roman right now.
I kind of want Cody to lose though.
To be honest, in a perfect world, I want Sammy to take the title.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want. Will it happen with this one? I don't think so. I think if Roman gets the title back from Cody, then I could see Sammy doing it. But I don't think that he's going to be the one that ends this historic reign from Roman.
I mean, I feel like it could still happen due to the fact that, somebody brought up a really good point with me the other day about, remember when Batista came back and won the Royal Rumble?
Right.
And they wanted him to be the guy, but everyone was like, nope. Daniel Bryan was going to be our guy. So they somehow fugazi the last minute triple threat for Daniel Bryan to win the whole thing.
Right.
I feel like Roman versus Cody. I mean, they're already building it as just them two, but I don't think it's too late for Sammy to still join that triple threat, depending on what happens at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, he could still definitely do the triple threat. They could definitely go that route. The only reason they don't
super underdog.
Yeah. The only reason I don't see the correlation between that and the other situation with the Daniel Bryan and Batista thing, the reason I think for that is because Batista was noticeably bad in the ring at that point.
That's true too.
It was kind of like what they did when they put all their chips in the basket for Scott Steiner. Remember when Scott Steiner came in and it was like, oh shit, he sucks. So they had to make a pivot. I think that's kind of, there you go, lasagna's back.
Hey, I'm back. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It's tough out here in Italy.
I get it. It's Italian Wi-Fi. It's not quite up to snuff yet. It's all right.
Hey, you guys.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
No, you're good. We were just talking about possibility of maybe Sammy being the third guy, and I mean that was my idea. I was saying that Sammy might be the third guy. No,
I don't think so. Because there would have been like a CM Punk, Rock, John Cena kind of situation back in the day. It's not gonna fucking happen.
I was comparing it to Batista and Daniel Bryan, but Jonas also brought up the fact that Batista sucked. So
I don't think Well, first off, Batista doesn't suck.
He doesn't suck, but when he came back, he was noticeably rusty. So they were kind of like
Randy Orton sucks.
Well, okay.
More so than Batista sucks. No, because hey, listen, they love that Batista. That was like, listen, if they waited a couple months and Guardians of the Galaxy came out before he came back, he would have been fine.
Right, but
you brought him back before Guardians.
Right, but you remember when he came back and he won the Rumble, people fucking like hated it. They hated it
because they were done with him.
But also,
like,
it wasn't just that they were done with him. It was that in the ring, he'd been gone from the ring so long that like his in-ring work was shitty at that point.
But his in-ring work was shitty when he fucking left too. He was like, I mean, Batista's a star. He was never a star because of how good he worked in the ring. He was like, I mean, honestly, my favorite Batista was heel Batista before he left.
I mean, I can agree with that. I have a
Mhm.
controversial one. My favorite Batista was the one that came back and went against Triple H for his retirement match, because he was.
Oh yeah, give me what I want.
That was my favorite Batista, because it was like, he was nasty, he was cocky, he was a piece of shit, and you knew that it was his last match. Like, you knew for a fact that was it. So
I understand that. My favorite Batista was him going against Cena. Well, also him beating up Rey Mysterio. That was great. That was fucking hilarious. You were supposed to be my friend.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that none of our favorites was Deacon Batista. That was the worst Batista.
No.
That was a good Batista. No,
that was not that was a shitty Batista. Come on.
Hey, listen, he was just there to collect money, dude.
He was the fucking the Flavor Flav tithing plate around his fucking neck. Like,
but when he went against Cena, and when that one kid told him, he goes, Batista, I hate you. And he goes, I hate you too. And he goes like that.
Yeah, he was good at being a dickhead. He was very good at it.
Dude,
honestly,
okay,
I mean,
Batista, people do not give credit to the okay. That it was the WrestleMania, so everybody 26, because he had Bret Hart versus fucking Vince. You had
turd pile that match was.
Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker.
Yeah.
But you had fucking Cena versus Batista, which is such a marquee match.
Yeah. 1000%.
And it was a great match.
Especially for those two. I mean, like, I'm one of those people that I don't hate on John Cena, but I know that his matches are very formulaic, and that's fine. Like, it's the same thing when you watch a Hulk Hogan match back in the day. Like, you know what the fucking moves are going to be, you know what the pacing is going to be. Occasionally you'll get surprised, but you know what you're walking into. Like, it's a John Cena match, and that's fine.
I mean, Hogan. Okay, so Hogan has actually had some of the greatest matches. I mean, yes, it's all the same fucking match. But when you see Hogan versus Warrior,
right?
You see Hogan versus, I mean, Andre. I think that's one of the most overrated matches there is. But
well, yeah, because it was a carnival.
Everybody still thinks Hogan the Rock is the greatest match. It was just like the man just knew how to work an audience.
Yeah, that was a masterclass in selling a match. Like, that match was like, on paper, that match was like the match. Yeah, like in ring, it was an all right match, but like, as far as working the audience go, that was fucking masterclass.
That match, I've talked to people in the biz, and they go, "That's the greatest match." And honestly, I've talked to you, Jonas. I've talked to you, Josh. I think the greatest WrestleMania match of all time is Savage Warrior WrestleMania
7. Incredible match. Absolutely incredible.
I think it's probably I think it's the greatest match of all time.
I can't go that far. I think my favorite match of all time is probably Bret Hart and Stone Cold I Quit match.
Yeah, but I get that.
See, the thing with Savage Warrior compared to the rest of them, I feel like everyone else's story was a lot bigger. And when it comes to WrestleMania, like, I feel like that's like the most important thing is the story.
It was a big story, though.
I mean, it was a big story, but there's been bigger.
Match, Josh, it was a retirement match.
Yeah, of course. But also, like, Icon versus Icon at that time was pretty fucking, you know.
It was Elizabeth coming down to the ring. They had their careers on the line, Josh. Elizabeth saved her from Sherry. Not even from Warrior. He saved her from Sherry. And he gets up and he goes, "Oh, fucking, what, this bitch?" And, and she's like, "No, that bitch." And she's like, "It's a fucking, dude, there's tears. I've never seen tears shed like that in wrestling since then."
That's true.
Romance tears? Romance tears? I've seen a lot of tears shed, but not like romance tears.
Right. I'll say this. That match is without a shadow of a doubt the best match that the Warrior ever had. Like that fucking match was like without a doubt. And also, you know, when it comes to story shit too, like I mean, I think that was an amazing story too. I think like honestly, my top 3 WrestleMania matches are Austin and Bret Hart I Quit match for multiple different reasons.
Yes.
The second one is Undertaker Shawn Michaels retirement match. That one I think
like that one over the first one?
I think that one, yeah, I think that one over the first one. And then third,
got that Kate Bush Placebo fucking song, right?
Yeah.
I think that one's the second, and then I think third is Macho and Ultimate Warrior. I think is third on my list. But like, dude, as far as retirement matches go, that Shawn Michaels Undertaker one, like the story going into it of if I can't beat you at WrestleMania, I don't deserve to be here anymore. And like having Shawn Michaels' career come to fruition in that way, and having him like basically beg the Undertaker to just fucking take him out finally, like. And it wasn't defiant like the Ric Flair Shawn Michaels match. It was straight up like it was like I'm done.
The Ric Flair Shawn Michaels match where he's just like
that was beautiful. The fact that Ric Flair was like fucking like
yeah.
The fact that Ric Flair was like bring it was like that I think obviously made sense for Ric Flair, but the fact that Shawn Michaels was like crawling up the Undertaker, like there was no coming back. He was crawling up the Undertaker's body, just being like, "Fucking end this!" Like he's like, "I can't
suck your dick."
Basically, yeah. He's like, I can't do it
for one more match.
Right?
He's like, "Do it, or I'm going in your pants."
Give me one more. I got these cheeseburgers, man.
Cheeseburger Eddie, fucking Cheeseburger Eddie, baby. But like the Ric Flair Shawn Michaels one, I actually didn't. I'm one of the few people that hated the whole "I love you, I'm sorry" thing. I was like, fuck you. Like, say it. Like, it's fine if he says it to him after he super kicks him and fucking pins him.
Fuck you.
Say it in his ear. But like saying it right into the camera, just and the fact that the way that he said it, dude, the way that he said it into the camera was so fucking cheesy, and like it looked such
like
scripted.
A Cody Rhodes match.
Dude, it looked like scripted horseshit. Like the fact that he was like, "I love you, I'm sorry." Kick, dude, fuck you. Say it in his ear.
Okay, so guys, I want to ask you, who is the biggest crybaby in wrestling? Tommy Dreamer, Ric Flair, or Big Show?
Ooh. Ooh, that's tough.
Like crybaby on TV, or
yeah, no, crybaby on TV. Like, who's the one who's always like, like it's Tommy Dreamer, Ric Flair, or the Big Show?
Recently, it's Tommy Dreamer.
Well, yeah, no, and honestly, it might be Tommy Dreamer for as
ponytail doesn't help
as it always has been, because Big Show's not there, Ric Flair's not there to cry anymore, but Tommy Dreamer's still a crybaby bitch.
He's still weeping. He's still weeping.
Like, you've been doing this since literally 93, dude. Stop it.
Yeah, dude, come to think of it, yeah. You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. Tommy Dreamer's been crying since he had the dick shorts, you know, back in fucking ECW, where he wasn't even wearing
Tommy Dreamer's been crying since he had green fucking suspenders.
Fuck, man, you're right. Especially with this whole most recent Impact storyline, he's been crying every single week. Every time Bully Ray comes out, he's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta cry again."
Dude. And it's like, dude, you're fucking Beulah McGillicuddy. Stop crying, you bitch.
God, dude, remember how hard it was to find that Beulah McGillicuddy sex tape back in the day? Now you can fucking find it anywhere. But
you could.
Well,
yeah,
hey, listen,
ooh, I know what I'm doing later.
Oh, dude, Beulah was fucking way hot. Like
she was
that
hot.
Listen, that's why Raven and Tommy Dreamer had a feud as long as they did. I mean, come on, if you're over a girl like that.
I mean, it's a solo sex tape, but like it's fucking worth it. It's worth finding.
Oh no, I watched the Penthouse pictures. It was.
There was a couple of OG sex tapes way back in the day when you still had that shitty dial-up internet that like buffered every 10 seconds, where you had to find it.
The storyline was that she was a fat girl in camp.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. There was a tape from her, and there was also a tape from Gorgeous George too. Like the Randy Macho Man Savage's Gorgeous George.
Yeah, don't even talk about Gorgeous George. Hey, listen, you don't talk about that.
Oh Jesus Christ! The ghosts of Randy's cocaine past has shown up. Don't talk about my coke.
Don't talk about my last girlfriend.
Dude, you know it's Randy Savage being a cokehead was the least surprising revelation of anything ever, because it's like his entire persona in wrestling was a guy who was coked out all the time.
I mean, one of my favorite things I've ever heard was Bruce Pritchard being asked about Randy's coke habit, and he said Randy didn't do coke.
Fucking liar.
And Conrad Thompson goes, "What the fuck do you mean Randy didn't do coke?" He goes, and he goes, "No, Randy didn't pay for coke." Which I was like, there goes the man.
Yeah,
there goes the
That's
man.
what I mean,
he goes, I got too much money to spend on the gimmick. I'm out here buying these crazy jackets and hats. You think I can afford cocaine?
Dude, when Randy Savage showed up in TNA for like that one punch, just literally one punch in that match, when he showed up there, when he was just wearing all black, his fucking beard was dyed black, and he showed up for like 5 minutes at the end of the match, and he punched Jeff Jarrett in the face, and then he left. Like that whole thing. I remember when he showed up to that, I was like, that looks like somebody's dad who just like retired and decided he was going to get back into coke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have a job anymore.
He was my dad. That was my dad.
He's just like, you know what? I'm out. Kids left. Kids are out of college. I don't have a job anymore.
He's one of the greatest Jews to ever do it.
Oh, fuck.
Like, honestly, rest in peace, Lenny Poffo. I saw a great interview with the rabbi who helped bar mitzvah Lenny Poffo recently.
Oh, Jesus.
And he talks about doing Kaddish for Randy. And I swear, I was crying. I was like, what
an underrated fucking talent. Josh, were you a fan of the Genius back in the day?
Not back in the day, no.
No,
actually discovered him later on.
Current fan of the Genius.
Yeah, very late.
Oh, no, I've been watching a lot of and this honestly is the best thing on Peacock right now. So you got the network, Peacock, whatever. Old Superstars.
Oh yeah, the Old Superstars episodes.
And just seeing, well, it's the Genius and their he's managing the Beverly Brothers.
Oh yeah.
And
Bo and Blake Beverly.
Bo and Blake Beverly, and they're going against the Legion of Doom, but they call them LOS. And now we're not talking Legion of Skanks, we're talking about the Legion of Sissies. And they're literally just killing Dwayne Gill every week. Dwayne Gill the guy. Is Dwayne Gill the guy?
Yep.
That's the tag.
It was Dwayne Gill, Barry Horowitz, and the Brooklyn Brawler. Those were like the jobber trifecta that always shows up on would always show up on Superstars and get their ass handed to him by one of the big names.
But there's a lot of these guys. There's a lot of random
Iron Mike Sharp. Remember him?
Oh no, he was the champion of jobbers. He was the jobber champ.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That man was a jobber for 20 goddamn years. No, Dwayne Gill was like, dude, Dwayne Gill was able to sell like a motherfucker, but there's like Iron Mike Sharp, Dwayne Gill, Barry Horowitz. Barry Horowitz won matches though.
Eventually. Yeah, it took him forever, but eventually. Yeah.
I own the Barry Horowitz official yarmulke.
Get the fuck out of here. I love it.
Yeah. That's my buddy, Casanova Valentine's roommate, JP Hooper. He gave me the yarmulke.
Barry Horowitz yarmulke.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember
an official Barry Horowitz yarmulke.
So
and it's just a yarmulke with a fucking Star of David on it. It's a regular yarmulke.
Right.
Hey.
But it just says official Barry Horowitz yarmulke.
Hey guys, can I ask you something? Gio, wanted to ask you. Speaking of crybabies and sissies,
Tell me. Ask me.
Cody, do you think you the current superstar? He's one of the biggest ones right now.
I mean, listen. You know what? I'll tell you this.
All
He
right.
is.
I got another question.
I can't deny that he is.
How long is this? All right. I mean, yeah, it's emotional. His promo with Paul Heyman was pretty good, but how long is this, this crying Cody thing gonna last? I can't see it lasting more than a year. Like, what else do you do? For someone that wants to walk out of his dad's shadow, he's pretty much in it.
No, first off, I don't think he wants to walk out of his dad's shadow because that's his whole fucking gimmick is being in his fucking father's shadow. Like, if you really wanted to walk out of your shadow, stop bringing up your fucking father.
I agree with you.
Every promo is.
It's fine for Mania.
My dad. Dude, he was doing. Hey, Josh, I went with you to fucking AEW in Queens and Long Island. He was doing that when he was an AEW guy.
Yeah.
The only time he wasn't doing that when he was a Bullet Club guy or he was Stardust.
No,
when he was when he was Stardust, he was doing jobs.
He never brought up his father.
No, he didn't.
No. I actually like Bullet Club Cody a lot. So
Bullet Club Cody was great, and
I love Cody versus Kenny back in the day when he was trying to take over the Bullet Club because he wasn't. You know why I loved it? Because he didn't bring up his father one fucking goddamn time.
Yeah. So here I want to interject on this though. I do want to interject on this for one reason. First off, him bringing up Dusty in fucking AEW all the time, that was annoying. Him bringing it up in WWE during this period especially, does make sense to me because Dusty was kind of like the one dude in the WWF that
he built up all these other new guys.
Well, no,
everybody is a child of Dusty. Honestly, I love that promo Monday.
Yeah. It was a great promo Monday, but hear me out on this. The reason that I think it's okay for it to be brought up now, and why the whole like Cody being in his dad's shadow thing works, is because as a WWF guy, Dusty was one of the ones that should have been huge, but never was. Like, he's one of the ones that came from the NWA. He's one of the ones that came from the territories that was like this big, massive personality. Like, he was the dude.
That guy was. He was always huge.
But like when he came to the WWF, he was huge. But when he had titties. He had like pronounced titties. But like
he had bigger titties than Sapphire.
But
checking the oil for you, baby.
But you get what I'm saying. Like, when he came to WWF, he was a little more than a comedy act that never went past the high mid card.
No.
Fucking Giovanni left again. but here, like, you know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say on this, Josh? Like, he went to the high mid card and then he got stunted, and he should have been a world champion for a significant period of time. Like, they should have put the ball in his hands and let him run with it, and he would have fucking made a great champion. Whereas now, like, you have this Cody thing happening with him winning the Rumble, and with him doing that thing at the Rumble where he said, "Dad, I finally did it," or "We finally did it." Like, I get him carrying on the Rhodes name to get that brass ring, that final prize that the family never got from the WWE.
Yeah.
But once he does that, shut the fuck up about your dad.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, hope, because we watched him in AEW do that shit. We all, we got tired of it. It makes a lot of sense him coming back to WWE and doing it, because obviously he's coming back. He wants the title. He wants to win a Mania. He wants the main event. It all makes sense now. You got the whole storyline with, pretty much when Cody left, Dusty pretty much made every big superstar that's big today in WWE. Yeah. While he was gone, and then he passed away, and now Cody's back, and it's like, you got to face those guys. I think you could do more than just Roman. You could do he did Seth,
right?
Roman. I don't know who else You would do a Sammy. You could do a
Yeah.
lot of people. But then again, it's like, how long are we gonna keep doing this my daddy thing? Like, I hope after Mania it sort of stops, because
He needs a new
I'm
storyline.
yeah, also I have a feeling like with this whole Sammy thing blowing up and how big he is, I have a feeling like there is a good chance people can turn on Cody at Mania.
That was, I think, also kind of a test on Monday to see how people reacted to Cody and how,
I
like,
mean, yeah, but also they were in Florida. Try that in New York. That's the real
well,
test.
it is the real test, and that's actually going to happen on the 13th of February.
Yeah, when they're in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, like, I don't think the crowd's going to turn on Cody yet. I think that the Sami Zayn storyline, I think, is the one that people are more invested in for sure.
Right.
But I think also that people have, since Cody came back to WWE, people have been very happy with what he's been doing, like both crowd
Yeah.
wise and everybody in general. But also, like, when he went out and, like, you couldn't have written a better, like, go away and redemption storyline than what happened
Mhm.
with his pec tear. Like,
Yeah.
you could, and that could not have played out any fucking better. Like,
Of
him doing
course.
the match in the Hell in the Cell, like with that gnarly ass fucking bruise, like everything that built up to that, and like the way they did the vignettes with him coming out and like didn't really hide the fact that he was going to be coming back, like at the Royal
Right.
Rumble, like they did it perfectly.
Mhm.
And I think that the mixture of that storyline and the Sammy storyline together
Mhm.
are going to make WrestleMania this year one of the best ones that we've seen, like, in recent memory.
Yeah, I hope so. Right now I'm still having my little reserves about it, but I really hope it's gonna be good. It's funny Gio left. I
Well,
was gonna
yeah, no,
ask him. Yeah,
well,
he'll be back soon.
so there's a lot of stuff also that's going on, like just in general. There's a lot of storylines happening. Like, this is the one storyline in WWE that I think they're kind of fucking the dog a little bit on,
Hmm.
and I think it's the one with Bayley and Damage Control. I don't know why the fuck they keep on having Bayley lose.
I don't know what they're doing.
I have no idea. It's weird because, like, Io Shirai is incredible in the ring,
Yeah.
and she's basically a fucking jobber at this point. Bayley can sell basically any storyline,
Yep.
and they just have her being a bitchy loser.
Yep. And the worst part is they keep talking about possibly Ronda coming with Shayna to take the titles from them. And I'm like, no, that's a terrible idea. Why would you do that? Like,
It's a terrible idea, but
Io and Dakota are like awesome. I would showcase them more. I would not fucking drop the titles to Ronda and she does a fucking Sasha and walks out. I don't know. But
no,
you know what I mean? Like, I
right.
just no. Like,
Here's the only reason that the Shayna Ronda thing would work is
mm-hmm,
because Shayna and Ronda are legitimately badasses. And if they
mm-hmm.
market them that way and they allow them to wrestle that way and they allow
Yeah.
them to put those matches on instead of that dumb shit that they were doing prior to
The
Ronda,
stupid wing
like,
eyeliner.
the dumb shit like that, like, let them be MMA destroyers like they
Mm-hmm.
are. Like, let them
Yeah.
do that. Like, they don't have to have a shitload of personality. Like,
Shayna
that's
was
not.
Shayna was a beast in the UFC. I remember when watching her in the UFC in the Ultimate Fighter she was on. She was fucking awesome
Yeah. And like,
too.
and when you let her be
Scary.
herself, like when she was in NXT, she was a fucking killer, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, Shayna's
Let
another
her be
one. I
that.
don't know what the fuck she's doing. I mean, I've read the dirt sheets, of course, and they tell you what's gonna happen, but you never know until it happens. You just
Right.
wait until you see it. But
The
dude, if that were to happen, I don't want to see that. I don't.
well, the only way I would be okay with
Unless,
it, the only way I would be okay with it at all is
mhm,
if they broke up Damage Control
yeah,
and the members of Damage Control got to
mhm,
have good singles runs. Because, like, Io Shirai, I'll put it this way: if you have Asuka versus Bianca,
right,
and the returning demon Asuka, or whatever you
hmm,
want to call her, if she wins the title and she gets into a program with Io, I am all for that.
yeah.
Let them go straight up fucking Japan wrestling, strong style as fuck. Let them do their thing.
Oh, I
And
would love to see that with them. I mean, they kind of tested with NXT the other day when
Hey,
this
I'm
chick
so
got kicked in the face.
I'm
Hey,
sorry,
Gio's
I'm back.
back.
it's all right, dude. It's all right.
Hey, yeah, no, I'm sorry, guys.
That's
No,
okay.
you're good.
We're talking. We're talking.
Italian internet.
It's the worst. It's the
We're
worst.
talking about. We're talking about how WWE kind of fucked the dog with Damage Control and Bailey and all them so far.
Hey, listen, Vince McMahon loves fucking dogs.
Why he has so many lawsuits?
Hey, listen. Hey, no, I'm not even talking about those women. I'm just talking about dogs in general.
I'm sure that the owners of the dogs would file a lawsuit against Vince for fucking
Talking
their
about
dogs.
Vince and dog pussy.
Yeah.
You guys remember when we had that WWF cookbook?
Yeah, I still have it.
You still have that?
I got JR's cookbook. Hold on. Keep talking. I'll be back.
You got JR's cookbook. Yeah. Dude.
Did they have the big boss man pepper steak in that book?
They should have. If they didn't, what a fucking wasted opportunity that would have been. You gotta
that's
have
why that dog. That's why that dog is not here anymore because we're making that tonight.
That's why you. There you go.
It's with the stupid background thing, but yeah.
But look, no, but there's a Can You Take the Heat cookbook, and one of the funniest.
The JR
I just want to show this too, if I can.
What you got in there? Oh, it's signed by Jim Ross.
Yeah. That's dope.
So, but in the Can You Take the Heat cookbook, there was one. It was the Kane's red velvet cake recipe.
Yeah, dude. Talk about a fucking heel turn that guy took. Like Glenn Jacobs, what an asshole.
But do you remember what? No, first off, that was the heel turn right there. Do you remember what the ingredients were for the Kane red velvet cake?
Was it Katie Vick's brains? I don't know.
It said buy the box and follow the instructions.
Do you guys want to hear what's in this cookbook?
JR's cookbook?
Yeah, we got there's the bell, sandwiches and burgers, and fixins.
Ooh,
all right, so there's the bell. JR's awesome scrambled eggs, wild western omelet, rise and shine granola cereal, JR's famous fried potatoes, raisin bread French toast Texas sized, quick cinnamon rolls. Now we got sandwiches and burgers, WrestleMania burger, flame grilled portobello mushroom burger. All right, these have no fun names. I'm gonna stop reading them for the most. Okay, fixins. Power Slam Picante sauce.
Power Slam Picante sauce. That
Mama's Chow Chow.
Dude, the Power Slam Picante sauce immediately reminds me of the old Pace Picante sauce commercials. We're like, this is from New York City.
Oh, there's so much more. I haven't looked at this in forever. Holy shit.
Honestly, it makes me proud to live in New York sometimes when they go, hey, our salsa is the worst.
Smackdown s'mores.
I think it's hilarious that if you buy Pace Picante sauce in New York City, you will probably get the shit beat out of you by somebody that's in the store. Just because they're like, what are you doing?
Love this. Okay, folks, let's get the show started.
Dude, have you tried the salsa here, though?
Oh, dude. You know what? There's no hotter fucking salsa I've ever had. I've had some really hot salsas, like from Hot Ones and shit, like the ones that are made to destroy your palate. There is no hotter hot sauce than the fucking halal guy's hot sauce. Like,
I hate that. No.
Dude, the halal people's hot sauce, Jesus Christ.
I don't understand how you big boys could deal with just like destroying your buttholes all the fucking
I don't like hot sauce. I'm not a hot sauce guy, so
I don't mind hot sauce, but like when I had the halal stuff, like whenever I go out and get like a fucking lamb over rice or something, and they're like, "Do you want hot sauce?" I'm like, "Absolutely not.
No,
keep that shit.
Absolutely.
Like keep it as far away from my fucking plate as you can."
Hey, if whatever you guys are listeners, follow my buddy JP. He lives with Casanova Valentine.
JP's great. I met him.
He eats a lot of hot sauce.
Ugh.
That's insane.
But he reviews hot sauce on his Instagram, and it's good.
Casanova should pour some halal hot sauce onto Satan's cock and then slam that into somebody's back.
Yeah,
just for some extra ouch.
You're a sadist.
I like that I'm the one that's like, I'm the sadistic one where I'm talking about a dude who has nails and a fucking giant dick that he hits people with, and I'm the one that's sadistic.
Listen, we did this show this past week, and the worst part was the fans.
Was the fans?
No,
Yes.
there was a. You said the fans?
It was the sand.
Oh yeah, the sand. Someone took Kit through sand in Gabriel Sky's face, and that was bad because I went.
Kid Osborne did a bunch of. We do the pocket sand spots like fucking Jail
Gabriel was
Gribble.
fucked up.
Yeah, well, they did a 3. Dude, fucking Cass was fucked up. He poured a whole bag of sand on him.
Dude, if you've ever, I don't know if you've ever gotten sand in your eyes. That is one of the worst fucking pains ever. Like it hurts so fucking bad.
I went up
I
to
know you don't
Gabriel
know-
after. He was like all fucked up. I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you all right?" He was like, "No."
Dude, it hurts so bad.
You don't have a lot of hair, but like Cass Snow Valentine, very thick, long Italian hair, whole bag of sand.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
all that, dude. Fuck all that. Ugh.
That was
No.
worse. That was worse than any blading job or anything like that. Like that. For my paisan to deal with all that sand, kind of crashed in my friend Aaron Kaplan's bed. We're different people.
Yeah.
You
So I want to
never
transition.
see Giovanni Lasagna and Aaron Kaplan in the same room, and you never will.
No, never gonna happen. Ain't never gonna happen. I want to transition this over a little bit. I want to transition this over to the other Royal Rumble winner, Rhea Ripley. How you?
Rhea Ripley, diarrhea Tripoli.
I would listen. I am a huge Rhea fan. Huge Rhea fan, dude. I would commit
I
most.
let her be my mommy.
I would commit most felonies just to be able to spend a night with her. Like, swear to God, she's like every bisexual person's dream witch. Like, it's amazing.
Dude, I'm loving Condom the sub.
Yeah, I like Prison Dom is so fucking. Prison Dom is so stupid, but it's such a funny character.
Well, no, it
Yeah, I
was
love
great
it.
to call him a condom. He's a condom.
Yeah,
And
you
he's a sub. And he's a sub.
So you think that Rhea versus Charlotte is the way to go for WrestleMania?
Well, it's tough for them because she is definitely the face in that program.
Right. No question. Even though they're trying to sell.
They're trying hard to make her the bad guy.
Well, no, they're more than trying to sell her as the bad guy. They're really trying to sell Charlotte as the good guy. Like they're really trying to push Charlotte as a face, and nobody fucking likes her. Like it's very, very hard to do that because nobody likes Charlotte. They like her in the ring, but as a persona, nobody fucking likes her.
She seems like a genuine piece of shit.
Yeah, she sucks. And I mean, she's great in the ring, but yeah, as a person, she's a fucking asshole. But the thing with Rhea is that, like, I think this is also more long-term storytelling, like good long-term storytelling, because you got the last time that her and Rhea had their title match, and she took it off Rhea in a match that pissed people off. Like they were like, "Why the fuck aren't you giving Rhea?"
It was Rhea's time.
Yeah, they were like, "Why aren't you giving Rhea her moment?" So now they got this one where they have Charlotte as the champion. And I think the reason that they did that is I think they did it so that she could take the title off of Charlotte and not have to take the title off of Ronda. I really think that's ultimately the reason that they did that. No, but what I'm saying is Charlotte won the title from Ronda in a really weird ass way. And I think that's why. I think that's why is because they were setting up this long-term storytelling match and having it be Rhea versus Charlotte as opposed to Rhea versus Ronda. Because aside from that, there's you know what I mean? Like there was no other reason for Ronda to lose the title in that way, aside from that. Like there just wasn't any other reason. But
the longer Ronda's in the WWE, the more her name means jack shit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, 100%. That's perfect.
Yeah, she needs to be somebody who shows she's one of the people.
She came in as the fucking person.
And now she's dog shit.
But,
right.
But because like she's not like Brock Lesnar And honestly, can we talk about this? Can we talk about Brock Lesnar's promo from the other night and how great that was?
That was
That
fantastic.
he
Kept thinking about Bobby
that he
Lashley.
that he fucked Sable for 5 hours, and then
And-
the first thing he thinks of
And
is
then he thought of Bobby
Bobby
Lashley.
Lashley. He goes,
Not for nothing. I don't know how he does that. If I was having sex and I thought about Bobby Lashley, I'd come right away, regardless. I don't know if I can do that.
No, well, because
I'm like,
yeah. Well, listen,
Sable's just like, were you thinking of Bobby again? You were thinking of the
first
Hurt
off,
Lock, weren't you?
It's Sable in 2023. This
Right.
is not 1999 Sable. This
True.
is his fucking original Playboy Sable. This
Yeah, it's not
isn't
gyrating
doing the
Sable.
grind. Oh yeah, for the men who want to see me and the women who want to beat me.
Dude, I remember when
grind.
Sable's first Playboy came out, I remember me and 3 of my friends immediately went and got a copy of it and then took it back to the apartment, and then we kind of just like stared at each other awkward, like, what the fuck are we gonna do now? Like,
you guys all
I got this
touched
pussy
it.
in my pocket.
like, dude, and like it was one of those
You're
actual
like,
times.
don't cross the streams.
It was legitimately one of those times where we looked at each other like, did we really all just bring this same Playboy back to the fucking house? Like, none of us are gonna jerk off to this right now, and we know as soon as one of us is like, so yeah, I gotta go back, we're like, you're gonna go jerk off.
Yeah.
Like, it's exactly what you're gonna go do.
You guys could have played like the Elite and Kenny Omega, done trios, and just tag each other in and out.
No, it was so awkward. It was hilarious too. Because the next day, the first thing that we talked about was like, you just went home and jerked off to the Playboy, right? That's exactly what I did. All right, cool. Just so we're on the same page. Like,
oh, dude, I remember when the China one came out, and the amount of people that bought that was like, "Well, she's a dude." I'm like, "You bought it."
That's on you, buddy.
Yeah,
I thought China was hot.
China was hot. China
was fucking hot.
Is hot.
Well, I mean,
I know
now she's
she's not now. She's
very cold. Actually, very now.
But a lot skinnier, dude.
She's a lot skinnier. It's true.
Mhm.
No, I remember.
Her face is different.
Yeah, it's a lot of work done. But yeah, I remember when all the Playboys came out for all the WWE people, like the most disappointing one by far was Christy Hemme.
I like that one.
No, I didn't say I didn't like it. It was just the most disappointing one out of all. Like, did I come to all of these? Of course I did. But like, yeah, that was just the one that took the longest.
No, I loved Maria's.
I love Tori.
Tori, dude.
Tori Wilson. Oh my
dude,
God.
the Tori Sable one. What?
Holy shit.
Man, that was a very gross piece of printer paper
I gotta go.
I kept under my mattress.
Very gross piece of printer paper. Oh God, dude. No, the fucking Ashley Massaro and the Ashley Massaro one. That one was another one that was fucking great. But talk about the more recent one, dude. Maurice has been.
Oh yes.
She's been.
I thought you were going to say Maurice.
No.
I was like, who the fuck is Maurice?
No. Maurice has been.
Maurice.
Who is this? No, it's actually Mr. Hughes. It's his real name.
My guy Maurice.
No. But no, dude,
man, I just pictured
like 3 of them.
I just picture Hoodfoot posing for Playboy now.
Hey, listen. Give it up to my boy Mo. He's got great tits, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, all this time,
He's awesome.
All this time, dude, it's such a shock that Big Daddy V was never in Playboy. Right?
No, because he didn't need it. They showed him right there on the TV.
Dude, when he fucking showed up in ECW in the Big Daddy V attire, that dude looked like he had tits on tits on tits. Like, it was the weirdest.
Dude,
like, I've seen.
He looked like he had tits in his pockets. That's how many tits he had.
Dude,
ridiculous.
When he was Big Daddy V and he came out in the purple velour pajamas,
the V was for tits.
And his finishing move was raping a dude.
Right. Yeah.
Where he goes, I'm going to fuck you.
literally until you submit, and then I'm gonna keep fucking the back of your head.
Like, please stop! It was the prison move. It was a prison move.
Ridiculous.
I mean, he would flap on him like a fish. He was like, yeah.
Dude, it was so gross. It was so gross.
And then you could play that in the video games too.
Yeah, I remember that. You could totally play that move, dude. In fact, I remember because that whichever WWE game that was, it was like SmackDown versus Raw or something like that. I remember that game because I would always finish people off with that move every time, and they would just be like, "God damn it, yeah, absolutely."
Mhm.
The fucking
God damn it, you'll rape me again, Jonas.
yeah. If you're doing Viscera. So yeah, dude, I wanted to say the thing about Rhea because with her storyline, I think this is kind of perfect. I think there's no way that she doesn't win. If she doesn't win, then that's one of the biggest fuck ups they've had in a while. So she's got to take the title from Charlotte. And the thing with Bianca, like Bianca versus Asuka, which is really probably ultimately what's going to be the WrestleMania match.
That's going to be a good match. That's going to be a great match.
I think it's got to be her. I think it's got to be Asuka that takes it. And the only way that I think that they can save this whole damage control thing is by breaking it up and having Io Shirai go solo against Asuka. Like, that's got to be the program going out of WrestleMania.
Yeah. Hey, also, but also before we leave, I want to ask you guys, because we had last night's Toxic Attraction breaking up.
Oh, yeah. The call
we were
back.
talking about that when you came back in.
Yeah.
I was going to bring it up.
Gigi Dolan getting her face kicked in the way she did.
Do you see the fucking bruise that she has?
Yes. I mean, dude, I watched her get that, and that was... I've watched Deathmatch, and I haven't seen shit that brutal.
Yeah. She straight up got waffle stomped right in the face.
We did see a man swing with full power a barbed wire bat to someone's back.
Yeah, but I also we talked to that guy, and they were fine with it. Like, I watched that. I haven't seen a kick like that in the face since the McDonald's since the McDonald's right there in the Village was still open.
The Greenwich Village McDonald's.
Like, I haven't seen somebody get kicked in the face like that since that place was open.
Yeah, violence hasn't been the same since that McDonald's has closed down.
No, there's a lot less McDougal Street fights after that one fucking closed down.
It's bullshit.
I think
you mad?
Yeah, there needs to be more fights over there.
We need more McDonald's.
We need a new Greenwich Village McDonald's so that they can beat the shit out of the ticket barkers that go in that fucking corner. That's what they can do.
We're gonna move it over to Palm Frites.
Move it over there. Yeah, dude, I think the Toxic Attraction breakup was done really well. I think it's exactly what they had to do because with Mandy gone, what the fuck else are you gonna do? And then also, Gigi Dolan's a fucking star by herself. Like,
no, I don't love that her name is Gigi, knowing that she was also the chick who threw a tampon into the fucking audience.
I think it's great. Yeah, I dude, the fact that she's
like Gigi is such a perfect name for somebody.
Well, that's like
that gross.
Right. And I also think that it's kind of a funny thing to have her first name be Gigi and then Darby Allin's last name be Allen, with the fact that they were a thing and all that. It's kind of like also a fuck you a little bit, but in a fun way. But she's beyond marketable. Yeah, it is.
No, Gigi is so marketable.
But yeah, by herself, she's absolutely marketable. And like JC Jane's great. Like, but she's definitely the Marty Jannetty of the two. But she is still great though. So it's gonna be interesting to see where they go with that, because if they put a lot of put the muscle behind Gigi, they've got a new star for sure. And like they need that in NXT real bad, because like the women's division in NXT is dope, but they don't have anybody that's really, really standing out. Like Roxanne needs to go to the fucking main roster. Cora Jade.
Roxanne needs to go to the main roster.
Yeah, big time.
Cora Jade, same.
Yeah, they both need to go to the main roster.
But you need to put them on separate brands.
Yeah.
But Gigi can carry that roster.
She can carry that thing for a while. Like she could absolutely
for a while. She could be the Mandy Rose. What Mandy was doing. Mandy was
easily.
400
Gigi's definitely. Yeah, Gigi's definitely making me want to watch NXT again, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just because it's because you want to jerk off to her butt. But,
that too.
I mean, hey, listen, it's getting fucking
I
eyes
can't
on the
help
screen.
it. What did I say?
So Josh, real quick, I have to ask you this question.
What's up?
We're gonna end this on NXT. Who do you think? Who do you think is the one that takes it off of Braun Breaker, because they need to get that fucking title off of him?
Carmelo.
Immediately. You think it's gonna be Carmelo?
Yeah.
Anthony. Okay. I see that.
I mean, it's got to be somebody fucking quick. He's got to get that title off of him.
Giovanni Vinci. Honestly, I would actually wouldn't mind if it was Joe Gacy.
Yeah, Joe
That'd
Gacy
be
would
great.
be dope. Joe Gacy would be dope. I hated Joe Gacy at first, but I'm sold on him now. Like,
I mean, listen, I've known Joe since CZW, fucking other shit. Like, no, I'm actually so excited to play the new game that Joe Gacy's in the new game.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Like, it makes me so happy for him because I know he's fucking over the fucking moon about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying, is that, like, at first I wasn't sold on him just because I think they handed him a shit character, but now that he's really honed in on what his character is, he's fucking dope, and it would be great if he took the title off.
CZW champion. They never took the belt off.
Yeah. Well, this has been a good fucking episode, you guys. There's been a lot to talk about. There's a lot of shit coming into WrestleMania season. Giovanni, it's always good to have you on. Bringing the lasagna.
I can't wait to be back. Listen, we're not gonna get any on us.
We're gonna have a lot to talk about leading up to WrestleMania, so we're gonna have you.
Yeah, Gio, when you come back to New York, let us know. We'll be back in the studio next time.
Oh yeah, no, and hey, you should also get my buddy Aaron Kaplan. He's a good dude too.
We could talk about it.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe.
I mean, we'd love to have both of you on, but we can't have you both in the same room. Like, you guys will fight each other. It'd be weird.
It'd be like really hard.
No, it's okay. I mean, first off, it's like we just have conflicting schedules. It's just how it is.
Fair. That's fair.
I love the guy. He loves me. But eventually we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. So yeah, this has been a great episode, guys. I think next week we're probably going to end up having to talk about even more of this stuff leading into WrestleMania, because we got an Elimination Chamber coming up, which has got all the different stuff. We didn't even touch on all the season, baby. We didn't even touch on all the dumb Bray Wyatt shit that's been happening that needs to fucking wrap up soon.
Yeah, that'll happen soon.
Oh my god, we didn't even get to fucking mention the Cinnamon Toast Crunch match.
No, dude, that makes me suicidal. That makes me so unhappy.
I know. I'm more about a Rice Krispie Treats match.
Right. Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of shit to cover coming up in the next episodes. So this one's been great, though. Giovanni, thank you for phoning in from Italy. We love you, buddy.
Thank you, Gio.
Josh, I love you guys. I'll be back soon. I'll be back in New York very soon.
Absolutely.
I love you guys so goddamn much.
For everybody else, Giovanni, where can they find you? Where can the people find you?
I'm on Instagram, Giovanni Lasagna, Giovanni _Lasagna on Instagram.
How you doing?
How you doing? Yeah, you know what time is it. Don't get any on. Follow my good friend Aaron Kaplan. Aaron Kaplan. Yeah, we got to give that guy some credit. He's just good. He tries his hardest. He's he's going through it, but he tries his best. So it would help him out if you looked over.
Absolutely, you should definitely look him up.
He's got some shows coming up. Check out. He's doing A-Bar on the 23rd of this month, February 23rd.
I've done A-Bar. A-Bar's fun time. A-Bar's fun time.
Pure Chaos, July 23rd with. Not July 20th, February 23rd. See, what the fuck am I talking about?
What the fuck?
It's this time difference between Italy and fucking Brooklyn.
You got too much lasagna.
Also, Punching Bag Comedy on March 1st. There's gonna be Aaron Kaplan's gonna be doing that shit too. But
fucking A.
Giovanni Lasagna's got some things coming up. But you just follow me on Instagram and you just but follow Jonas and Josh. Do the goddamn thing.
Goddamn right.
Watch Josh, all the things. I love you boys.
We love you as well, buddy.
Love you.
Josh, what shows you got coming up? I know you got some stuff coming.
I don't know, but it's joshalba.com. That's where everything is. I'll see what the shows. I don't know.
March 4th, right? That's the next show, right?
Well, that's the next show. Yeah, that's next my show. They have some other
Yep.
stuff if they can't make that one. I have a one the day after at the stands. That'd be fun. So we'll check that shit out.
You might even be able to
and
see me
yeah.
on that March 4th one too. I might be around there. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Hell yeah.
And then you can find me at Jonas Barnes Comedy on Instagram, at Jonas Barnes on Twitter. And if you're into horror, then you can look me up on AGHP666 on both Instagram and Twitter.
Goddamn horror podcast. Fucking follow that shit.
Goddamn right, baby. So you can do that on both Twitter and Instagram. AGHP666 on both of those. And for everybody else, this has been the Monday Nitro Party. We're going to be back to you next Monday with a new party, and we're going to be talking about all sorts of shit leading into WrestleMania. You guys fucking rule. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful week. Thank you.
I
did not sign off on the Nitro song.